Hello? I think we got the audio situation figured back out, potentially. Do let me know. But right now we're going to be rejoining in game number 2, or game number 3. Right now Orange just working this one right back downfield. Brian, a little bit of a mistouch. It is an open opportunity. Akami not able to let this one go by. He says, nah, I'm putting a stop to that one. Yes, there was supposed to be audio. Apparently my audio reset, so when I updated the mic, it completely cut out the audio input, so I had to re-put that back in. But we're back. That does sing, because I kind of lost my mind on some of the goals, so those will be clipped. But right now, working on game number 3, they're really going to have to try and figure out something right now. Orange, impenetrable defense. Brian trying to work everything he can. Dwayne, mistouch. Akame now going to flick this one up and over. He has the boost. Goes for the bump. Not going to connect on it, though. Right now, Brian caught off guard. Able to stay in front of it. He reads where this is going to go. Had no boost. Had a hope and a prayer that was going to get shot towards him. Right now, Squander tries to flick this one over. Just not able to get it over to the defender. Roar. Insane challenge all the way up to the ceiling once again. I've noticed that as a trend so far, that everyone goes to the ceiling, and that's going to be an open opportunity for Orange, but no one's able to connect. No one makes a touch. And Akami's going to jump up in front of it. Roar gets a nice little touch. Brian's going to work this one down on the midfield. Gets good 50. It goes to Squander. Squander tries to feed it to the corner. Brian not able to connect, but right now, Orange has full control over the ball. Goru going to knock this one out to the midfield. Goru still following. Squander has the opportunity. He's going to get demoed by Goru, but it is going to be a shot cut for Dwayne. It's going to be open for a second if anyone's midfield. But everyone guarding away from the middle. Squander gets a shot on, but Goru just reaches it in time. Pre-flips out, no boost. Able to make a connection on the ball. Dwayne now beat to the back wall, but look at Goru already there in the positioning. They are everywhere on defense. If they're up, down, on the sidewall, anywhere that you try to put the ball, there is a defender in spot. So far, the positioning from Orange has been impeccable. It has been to the point where just nothing can get through. Nakami clears this one downfield. Brian gonna get a touch on it. Squander tries to get there for the follow through, a little bit too aggressive with it. It's actually gonna basically delay Dwayne from knocking this one outfield. Dwayne gets another shot. Gonna get back to it, but Goru just able to float in front of it effortlessly. Right now the boost usage for Orange is on the minimum. Right now Brian, if he can wait that shit this one, it's actually an open opportunity. They all three dive for the ball and all three are gonna lose out. That is gonna be Brian basically putting it past all of Orange and leaves an opportunity open for the follow-up. Dwayne sinks this one away. So once again, down by one. Goru tries to feed it back in front. Dwayne gets a nice little 51 again, but Roar over half boost left, beats it all the way to Goru. Does Goru get the read? He does it. Akame has to dodge the demo. It's gonna be a shot opportunity, but not enough power from Squander, and that is gonna basically delay the goal opportunity once again. Right now, Squander gonna follow this one up. Does feed it to Brian. Brian tries to read it off the wall. Not able to get in front of it, currently just being a roadblock. Dwayne gets a bump, almost gets a demo on Roar. Brian gets 50. Big body Akame. Basically pushes this one right back past. Brian pops this one over, looks in for Dwayne. Dwayne's gonna get a touch, gonna try and 50 this one up and over, but Roar gonna put the follow through. Brian tries to work this one out. No way. Brian, please! Yes! 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 Oh, you love to see it. I mean, he's running for his life from Roar. Dwayne goes for the bump on Goru. Brian pops it up. It goes off corner. It goes post down and in. You get 2-2 with 13 seconds left in game number 3. Right now, this is the decider. Squander has the opportunity. He's going to get 50 by Akame, though. Dwayne pops this one back to the corner. It does have to get touched back out. Insane skim. Puts this one back out to the midfield. Roar, full boost. Gets a shot. Dwayne risky, keeps it up. Akame takes this one all the way to the ceiling. Goes down middle. No way, Goru! It was almost over. It was almost over. You saw it. One more second and the game would have decided that in an instant. But I think it's going to get decided here anyway. It's going to be open for just a moment. Squander able to get back to it. Does have boost. Dwayne doesn't get down in time. Goru flicks this one past. It's post. And it's still out. They're still alive. Brian, stay the flip. Get back to it. Come on. Squander. Yes. Yes. We get a game number 4. Oh my goodness. Akame doesn't get the demo on Brian. Brian flicks this one out. Roar backflip Squander. Once again, it is corner in, post in. And they are still alive. It is 2-1. And right now, Brian and Squander and Dwayne were holding on by a thread on the rope. They are on cliffside, and that thing is almost but snapped, but they are still climbing their way up in full belief that they can make it back to the top. Oh man, what a game. Literally came down to overtime. They had to make a goal happen. It was almost over at the start. They get blessed by the post out bounce, and they get blessed with a post in bounce for themselves, and they are still alive. They got 1 game back. They got 2 more to go to capture this series. Are they going to be able to do it? Or is this game going to be the one that just completely dashes the dreams? Right now, it's all going to be down to kickoff. Currently, Roar has a little bit of a better kickoff strategy. Has been able to really 50 this one out middle. Akame comes in with the follow. Able to read the follow shot. Squander able to spawn in time. Gets the 50 out. Now has full opportunity to work this one downfield. Is going to get dashed by Roar. Roar with the pre-jump middle. Brian goes for the touch on the back wall. Fakes it out. Tries to get it past Brian. Akame puts this one back up. Goru with a touch. Feeds it out to Roar. It's on target. Oh my goodness, they almost bump each other into an own goal. Akame was making a dash for it. Goru tries to jump in front of it as if he needed to make the stop. Squander reads this one down, not able to have enough boost to follow it back up. Here goes Brian! Is the resurgence on for blue? Roar pops this one out middle, gets 50'd out by Squander, and Brian gets the follow-up read off the backboard, puts this one in the net. And it is 1-0 in game number 4. Currently the advantage is going to blue. They have the momentum. But as the name suggests, you can't squander your opportunities. You have to take full advantage of the shots. And right now they might have just caught Goro out of place. Goro has to make a touch. Roar with an insane 50 down, gets a ground pinch. Squander tries to jump back in front of Goro. Goro goes for the aerial bump. Thinks a little bit differently of it. Realizes he can't get to him in time. Dwayne finds Squander on the right side, but it's a little bit too late. Dwayne now gonna pop this one back up the sidewall. Does have full boost. Pre-flips out, tries to get a shot. Squander off the corner, maybe to Brian. Brian with a shot! And he is on one right now. Are you kidding? You cannot put this man down. In the past 3 goals have all been Brian. Brian has locked in and has loaded. He knows where to put the shots now. He has found the target, and he's hitting it. Right now, Roar trying to carry this one back over. Dwayne brings this one down. It's going to be an own goal, though. Was looking for the 50 on the back wall. Thinks a little bit differently of it. May have tried to pop it back up and over the offensiveness of Roar, but Roar was floating right behind it. Basically left no leeway for it. Squander, nice flick. Almost catches Goru out of place. Goru now going to have to try and make something happen, but Roar is back on defense. Going to feed this one down and out. Squander does go in for the challenge. Dwayne now solo. Pass 2. Brian, though, being that iron wall, is not going to let this one happen. Brian tries to flip out for this one. Back flips in the meantime. Dwayne pitches this one back past net. Goru's going to cut off Goru. Goru now has about 50, 30. Just watching the boost. Drendel, it's a shot on from Roar! And they just catch him off guard. Dwayne goes up for the challenge. So does Brian. Squander sees him floating down still, but doesn't catch Roar out of the corner of his eye. And that is going to be goal number 2 going to Orange. Right now, Brian does have to make a contact with it, though. He does. Just able to just keep the ball out one more time. Squander was there just in case. Squander just going to stop in front of the ball, just trying to keep it from going downfield, allowing Dwayne and Brian to try and regroup and reposition themselves. Going to feed this one out to the corner, not able to jump in front of it in time. Dwayne going to float with this one, going to get a nice little 50 off Roar. It's going to maybe catch Goru out of place, but Goru reaches this one all the way to the back wall. Brian, though, has to make the touch, does so, and this one's going to get 50 back up and over the back wall. Right now, Dwayne feeds this one up and over. Roar still floating with it, being ultra aggressive. Currently, Dwayne might be leaving this one for Brian. Gonna think differently of it. Gonna just get a touch out for his team. Brian tries to get a good 50. Dwayne, though, able to work this one back to the sidewall. Squander feeds this one back out middle. No one from blue able to be there. No one has boost. Dwayne, a little bit of a weird read on the back wall, able to get down to it. Basically had to regroup and reposition himself. Floated onto the back wall backwards. Squander to Dwayne. Dwayne with a shot. Tries to feed it back to Squander, but Squander not able to make the last second touch. He dives for it. Not able to find the corner. Roar pops this one all the way up to the ceiling. Not able to get the touch. Akame just being a demon on defense. Or offense, just getting bumps on the defense. Right out to Dwayne now. Gets the touch. Gonna feed this one out to Brian. Not sure if Brian was trying to get a redirect shot there or not. Gonna get pinched over. Squander has to watch out for the demo, though. Does have to make a jump. Right now, Brian is the last second man on defense. Only one with boost. Squander currently getting chased into the net. Dwayne will cut off rotation. Gonna keep this one low. Tries to go for the ground pinch, and no way is Goru gonna read this one, and he's gonna secure goal number 3 for his team. And right now, Blues hopes are being dashed as we speak. We just took game number 3, but they had the lead in game number 4. And right now they find themselves down 1 with a have-to-score opportunity in the next 45 seconds, or else they will be eliminated. And this series will be done. Right now, Brian has it fed under. Dwayne now Gonna carry this one up. Carries it up and over. Sticks with it. Squander beats this one back out middle. Brian with a shot opportunity. Not able to connect with it. Guru tries to get the read. Jumps in front of it. Throws him off. And right now Dwayne is just gonna try and work this one downfield for his team. Squander all the way to the ceiling. Gonna get to it. 50s it down. I think it catches Brian off guard. Akami though gets a touch. Right now 7 seconds, 6 seconds. This one's all the way back to the net. Brian gonna get the full boost. It is a critical demo that does eliminate one. All they do is have to touch it down to the ground, and that's gonna be it. That is this series done and over with. Lobby 1358 is gonna go to orange once again, this time in a 3-1 victory. They weren't able to do the 3-0 as we saw in the first series. They let blue get one, but they're gonna shut that down in game number 4. And Roar, Guru, and Akame are going to take this series in a 3-1. We're looking to see if we can join up on one more after this. Our next series will be our 3rd and final stream for the day. Once I get the information for that one, I'll let you all know, and we'll join it as soon as possible. Mango, I mean, you're going to get there. You'll get there. You have, like, you and Squander were working really well, but I think the way Roar was playing was throwing off your duality. Because I know that you saw where each other were going with the ball. But sometimes just throwing in that extra third man can cause a little bit of odd rotation. My fault. Oh, no. Okay. Never mind. I got the Discord names backwards. Apologies. But I think you're going to get one. 100%. Like, that series was close all the way through. 100%. Like, it was literally down to just the smallest mistakes that were causing those goal opportunities. And that was either just team bumps, no boost. There were opportunities on defense, but it was just like, you're boost starved. So unless you were able to, like, feed the, like, basically, like, the snacks that I call them, those little, like, 15 boosts, there's nothing that you could do. But overall, solid gameplay. Also, for those watching, I know last week during Wednesday's stream, they had someone was mentioning about socials and how posting on that would be like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So we do have a YouTube channel. We are going to be uploading all the VODs over there so that way they aren't lost. On top of that, we are going to be looking at potentially trimming and cutting a few of the goals. So a lot of the ones that are, I'd say more or less the ones that are pretty mechanical inclined or an insane fake where basically they're just kind of moving it down, dribble play, you work it past, stuff like that. We aren't going to be clipping open nets. So that's one thing that we're going to be looking at potentially kind of get more into. It's not going to be a lot at first, 100%, because I'm probably going to be pretty bad at it. Going to be outright with that. But over time, it'll get a little bit better. We did get a new mic. That is one thing that we are trying to at least better is the sound quality. Headset mic isn't too bad, but I did find a pretty decent desktop mic, just so that way we can at least have a little bit clearer audio. Hopefully it won't peak as bad. But right now, we are still waiting on the next one to queue. Currently, there are 5 in queue. It is Roar, Void, Squander, Goru, and Brian. So we are just waiting on one more, so either Akami or Dwayne might jump in for this one. We'll see. Now, Dwayne was definitely working it last game. We saw a lot more mechanical ability out of him towards the latter half of the series. At the start, we did notice that he was trying to take a little bit more solid ground game with the 50s. But definitely a good overall play style. You let him get in the air, he'll definitely get in the air. We saw him kind of air drag, work it, land, tried to pump it back over some of the defenders, but was basically getting double challenged half the time. Whereas a lot of people get soloed. I was just seeing him just get shut down by 2 defenders almost every single time on those last pushes in game number 4. So he could be a threat for this next one. Goru, once again, that man was insane with the aerial reads. Was able to jump up, 50 him, basically be an impenetrable wall either on the ground or in the air. Brian was a shooter, 100%. I don't know what activated out of him from the first 2 games. He was definitely putting shots on target, but was just that little bit too wide. Come to game number 3, he was just diming them up. Had 2 goals, 1 in regulation, 1 in overtime. Was able to find that target and just knock it out every time. Game number 4, basically first 2 goals, Brian was just, he had those opportunities in front of him, 100% took advantage of them. Did not miss at all. After that, we noticed that the boost starving from Orange was definitely a lot more egregious in both the big and small boosts. Basically, when they were rotating out, they were almost like zigzagging a little bit, either going through the midfield or going down the sidelines, basically making it to where they had to like hold on to what they had and wait for the defensive attack, or they had to make a leap for it and go for the challenge. We saw that work out quite a bit. We did see that, unfortunately, work out not in their favor a few different times, and that is what led to those goal opportunities. But from what we have seen in these past 2 series, we do have a few people that are looping back through. So they are the ones that are queuing at the moment here in Rank D. So if you all want to queue with them, I would 100% recommend getting in. Depending on who you're with, you can definitely get a W. For some, it might be a little bit easier. For some, it might be a little bit harder. But overall, I think everyone that is currently queued has the ability to beat one another. 100%. I don't think that there is a necessary clear-cut winner. We are going to momentarily pop up the Twitch. Slightly selfish plug. But it is more so for those that have already competed in series to tune in, go back, rewatch, and be able to kind of log those that have already gone through, have already been on stream. So that way everybody can get a view of the playstyle. So right now, I would say for this next series, probably the 2 to watch out for would probably be Goru and Roar. Because both of those were very good players at doing really good 50s, both in air and on ground. Roar did have some shot opportunities, was a little bit wide on some of his shot accuracies, but was able to connect on a few occasions. Goru was able to work it for his team. He did have a decent amount of assists every single game. I think he had 1. I don't think he went by 1 game without having an assist. So those are probably going to be your 2 top ones. But Void, we have seen him before. He is not one to count out at all. Squander, we've seen him twice already on stream today. Solid player, really good with the ground game, currently getting shut down on the aerial game. But I think we are looking at hopefully a good queue. Right now, like I said, we got 5 people squatted, set, and ready to go. Squander, Void, Roar, Goru, and Brian. All 5 of those are in queue. So if anybody wants to queue with them, heavily recommend it. Everybody that is in this queue is really good. I would love to see Dwayne in it. 100%. Have him join back, run it back. Void would, I think, be a new player involved. But we're going to see. So that being said, I'm going to grab some water. Looks like we just got our 6th in there. It's going to be Eggy D to be specific. So right now captains are going to get picked. Right now they're going through captain pick or balanced, whatever they want to do. And it looks like everyone's checking in to confirm. So it is official. Lobby 1368 will be the last one for stream. Currently the last 2 that we're waiting on confirmation from are Guru and Roar. And once they get confirmed, teams will get picked. And then we'll get into the series. But I'll be right back and grab some water before this final series. Hopefully when I come back, we're ready to join. All right, we are back. Water has been secured. So at the moment, they are still picking teams. Captains are Guru and Void. So overall, gotta give a shout out to Squander for being a real G. So far, he has been able to hook me up with the lobby information to join and watch and spectate and com for these series. So we do appreciate Squander. Granted, he has been in every single one of these games so far, so regardless, it is still appreciated. But we are going to go into the 3rd and final series of the day for 6-mans in Rank D. This is going to be Lobby 1368. We're going to get the password typed in here, and we're going to go ahead and join on up. So thank you all for tuning in. Definitely appreciate it. Probably actually one of the 2nd highest times that we've gotten people to join the stream. We're waiting on the last of the teams to join in. We're going to run through the team selections one more time before we get into the series. 3rd and final for the day. So, for team number 1, blue is going to be Guru, Roar, and Brian. Team number 2, orange, will be Squander, Eggy, and Void. Those are your 2 teams for this lobby. And this series is going to be a best of 5, so 3-0, you're done. What we have seen so far today has been 3-0, 3-1. Are we looking at another 3-0 situation, or are we going to see a best of 5 all the way to the end, to where it is the last game that decides it all? Hopefully get an OT out of it. That's what we love to see. But sometimes, RL, depending on the day, it could just be one of those days where you just get 3-0'd, you go next. So we're going to have to see that. Right now, people we have in lobby already is Squander, Roar, Eggy, and Goss. Going to assume Goss is Void. We got Goro in here already. Waiting on one more to join in. There's Brian, and here we go. Final series of the day, lobby 1368. All players are here. All players are going to join. And we are looking forward to the final series of the day. This is it for 6-mans for the day. So here we go. Right now, Goru gonna get a nice little 50. Roar able to get a nice follow-up in the midfield. Brian already on the attack pattern. Squander, a little bit of a mistouch. Does leave it open. What a fake from Brian! Brian almost gets the 50 in. He was almost nuts. Was almost nasty with it, but just not able to push it past the last defender. Squander tries to fall down on top of the ball. Eddie tries to get up in front of it. Squander with the reach, doesn't have the boost for it, can't reach it. He floated with a hope and a prayer, and it was unanswered. He was just not able to get a contact on it. And it looks like we are looking at some lag issues. Looks like we are on Central. Might be looking at a remake here in just a moment. We'll see here what the common ground is for the rest of the players, but we're going to play on. Series has already been started. Game number 1 is currently in favor of blue. Brian working a pass. Goru now on the defensive end, trying to shadow the ball all the way to the corner. Let's Roar get the first challenge. Squander with a follow. Squander knocks this one out middle, but Edgy is just a little bit too soon on the jump. That was almost a nasty passing play. And unfortunately, Eggy is going to have an own goal here. You hope they get a goal out of it the first time. You run all the way back for the defensive end, and you're going to knock this one in for an own goal. It is an unfortunate set of circumstances. Right now, it looks like a nice shot on opportunity there. Aggie pops this one already back center, but I don't think anyone from Orange is able to follow. Squander just a little bit too far back. Right now, Void tries to follow this one up all the way to the wall. Squander feeds this one right back down. Void follows this one up all the way to the corner, gets a nice little 50 out. Squander goes up for the 50, not able to make good contact with it. Brian off the corner tries to read it down, not able to make good contact with it. Void's gonna pinch this one out off of his opponent. Squander gets a shot downfield. It's actually, oh man, I thought that was on target. I was like, he must have found that corner with all of his strength. Right now, Eggy pops this one back out middle. Void not able to read this one. Eggy gonna take control of this one, feeds it off the back wall, gets it over one, gets a good pitch, and it goes down to the blue side. Right now, Squander tries to jump back out, almost goes for the bomb. Does it found pitch down middle. Eggy not able to get there. Void's gonna take it. Looks like he's gonna regroup, and Squander is actually gonna take this one off the back wall. Eggy with the follow. Beat this one out middle. Void, good 50, it goes down in the center. It's gonna be just a little bit too short. And it's gonna be unfortunate because that's gonna leave an open opportunity for blue. They are punishing the overextension on offense from Orange. Eggy a little bit too far up. Squander on the rotate back, tries to get the boost, stalls his momentum on the side. And that is gonna be game 1, looking like it's pretty much over with. Currently Goru gonna work this one down, goes for the reset, not able to get to it in time. Ryan goes for the bump on the back wall. Squander just basically getting ran through by his teammate. Pause. And right now you got Eggy trying to work this one downfield. Takes a shot to the back wall. Looks like he's just trying to get a pass off the back wall to open up an opportunity, hopefully for passing for his teammates. But nothing is connected. Currently blue is just being an iron wall. They are positioning where they need to. Eggy pops this one back out middle. Roar with an interesting touch to put it to the sidewall. Does leave it open for Goru, who's going to put this one down middle to Brian, who is going to slot this one in the bottom right corner. The team plays are currently impeccable between these two. They are feeding off one another. And right now they are punishing every opportunity that they have open. Even if it's the slightest margins, they're executing to perfection. Currently Goru gonna pop this one all the way back downfield. This shot onto the back wall. Brian almost able to read that one. Almost gets the bounce too. Currently Roar shot off. Squander almost feeds it into his own net. A little bit risky, playing a dangerous game. Doesn't get the reset, goes for the ground pinch, but Goru's already there waiting on the side post. Pops this one back out easily. Squander gonna try and get a shot off here. Doesn't get the read in time. Void pops this one down. Goes back to Squander, who's reading this one to the backboard. But Roar jumps in front of it. Currently Void tries to pop this one down, tries to get the read out. Goru jumps up in time, doesn't get the reset though. Right now Void does get the boost steal, goes down middle to Squander, but once again, no one's able to connect. The passes are there, but just not enough time to get to it. Void beats this one out middle. Currently Goru just is waiting there. Brian almost pre-flips into this one. Looks like Roar does get beat. Squander fakes out the challenge, goes for the boost. Void with the follow. Brian gets a touch on it at the last second. Squander doesn't get a good touch on it. Doesn't go to the back wall. It doesn't even touch the back wall. It's going to go right in under post. That is going to be 5-0. I think game number 1 is all set and matched. Might be looking at a FF. That's going to be goal number 6. I got so busy with reading the chat. Could be looking at an FF here to go next. We're going to see what the call is. It is going to be go next. All right, it is official. So we're going to get a remake. We're going to be going to East. Everyone that was looking on Central were lagging a little too aggressively on the other side. Let me go ahead and leave this one. And do it one more time. Roar is currently in the process of remaking. So we are going into game number 2 of this series. Currently, game number 1 going down as a 6-0 forfeit for game number 1 for this series. So currently for lobby 1368, you are looking at blue for the first time out of the past 2 series, actually with the lead going into game number 2. Currently, orange was trending in the way of favorability with a 3-0 and a 3-1 victory in the past 2, but right now blue is setting the tone. Currently Goru, Roar, and Brian putting a stop to that. We are now on East server, so let's see what kind of difference this has in terms of the gameplay. We're gonna jump up in front of this one, get a nice little block. Squander feeds this one to the wall, tries to read it to the side. 1v1 opportunity. Goru tries to get in front of it. He gets faked out from Squander. And look at the aerial control. You leave him the opportunity and he scores. Takes his time on the offense, gets it past Goru, makes him have to jump early. And is going to slot that one in the back of the net. And right now we're looking at a prime opportunity for a fake. No one's going to take advantage of that one. Eggy looks like he was going to go in for the touch on the sidewall. Brian already gets a shot read on this one. Goru feeds this one back out. Void tries to get in front of it. Squander has him do everything he can to get back, but even at full supersonic pace, could not cut in time. And that is goal number 1 going back to blue. They feed it right back after they get 1. And here we go, kickoff number 2. Kickoff number 3, I should say. Right now, Void tries to beat this one down, tries to stick with it. Squander jumps in from all the way on the right side, tries to jump in front of it. Looks like a shot on. Oh my goodness, Goru almost finds the spot. A little bit further over, and I think he has it. Void now tries to get the shot off, but Roar able to read where that one's going in the midfield. Jumps in front of it, put the stop to it. Eggy tries to Goomba stomp him out of the way. Doesn't get in front of it in time, but it's alright. Squander's going to push this one all the way downfield, and Blue's going to have to regroup and look for another push. Squander feeds this one out. Void feeds it to the side wall. Squander feeds this one all over the way back over. Has an opportunity to carry this one back out. Knocks it middle. It does slow it down. Eggy there jumps in for the shot. Roar once again put the stop to it. Void tries to feed this one back to the back wall. Does get a bump out. Brian tries to play with it a little bit. Tries to at least cause a little bit of a slowdown. Disrupt a little bit of the offensive pressure. Currently, Void, Squander, everybody's putting on a clinic at the moment. Looks like a little bit of ill positioning there. Void tries to jump out for a bump. Roar with a nice 50 back underneath Eggy. Nice little demo in the midfield from Eggy. Basically keeps out one offensive pressure. One offensive player. Right now, Eggy beats this one to the side. Roar just waiting in the net. Patience there. Just waits it out, closes it down to him. Now Squander gonna try and read this one to the sidewall. Eggy 50s this one up and over. Still floating in front of it. Brian tries to get a touch on it. Now Goru gonna carry this one all the way to the sidewall. Squander forced an early touch, not what he was wanting to do. Nice Goomba stomp there from Void. Basically put Brian into the ground, put his face in the mud. That could have been critical. Right now, Goru tries to put a shot on again. It's not able to connect with the net. Look for a bit of a pitching play. Void knocks this one out to Squander. Doesn't get a good contact on it. Squander was trying to follow this one through, was unsure. Right now, Roar gets bumped off the ball, but it still floats middle to Brian. Brian doesn't get the shot. Goru now has a double touch opportunity. But Void is able to get in front of this one. Eggy just gets a touch on it. I mean, barely skims that one. Squander tries to feed it past Roar. Roar feeds it to the sidewall anyways. Eggy jumps up, gets in front of it, does get bumped in the air, and that's what's going to make this one a 2-1 lead for Blue. Goru floats with this one. Eggy goes up for the reverse block, and Flame, Goru just unrelenting in that nature, says, nah, get out of the way. Puts him to the side, and that's what's going to give him the goal. Going to make the lead a little bit wider for Blue. Right now, Void tries to just float down with it, almost to the side end. Brian free flips this one over to the side. Oh man, I was trying to see where that one was going to go. And right now, a nice little fake out from Goru. No way. Reset. Do it to him. He gets it past him. He's him! You saw it happening in slow motion. You had the feeling he fakes that one defender. Doesn't get the pressure. Floats down with it. Gets the reset. Gets it past Void, who's on the back wall. Has to make a dive for it at some point. Clinical gameplay there. And now Brian has an opportunity to try and fake out another. Eggy doesn't fall for it this time. Right now, Void just tries to feed this one all the way down the sidewall. He does get a good touch on it. Eggy hops in, cutting off Squander. Squander to 0 boost. Gonna feed this one out to Void. Gonna try and pop this over 2. Gets double jumped on, double committed. Eggy could have jumped in, could have been a little bit aggressive. Right now, just kind of floating in front of it. Has no boost to speak of. Squander tries to fence this one out middle. Eggy shot on. Brian jumps, but holds the flip. Nice demo from Eggy. Literally chases Roar all the way up to the wall. Eggy over 1. Roar now on the sidewall. Might be looking for a shot opportunity. Does get one. Right now, Squander gonna try and feed this one back out to the middle. It is open for Eggy. Eggy's gonna sail this one all the way up to the back wall, though. Interesting option right now. Void gonna have to try and work this one back downfield. It's a shot on. Looking for the double was Goru. Just didn't have enough boost to get back up to it. And right now, game number 2 is looking like Blue once again. Orange this time. Not going to be able to work anything around it. And that is going to be game number 2 going to Blue. Currently sitting at a 2-0 in the series. One more to go. And they have the perfect 3-0. Currently, Goru, Roar, and Brian are putting on a textbook gameplay of team plays. Able to open up opportunities for one another, whether that be through demos or good center passes. Just trying to basically work it past the defense and leave an open opportunity for the offense to jump in and score. And so far, they are executing to the fullest potential. 9 goals to Orange's 1 out of the first 2 games of the series. Is Orange going to be able to pull this one back, or is Blue going to dominate and push this one through for another 3-0? Right now, it all is going to come down to game number 3. It's all on the line for Orange. They have everything to play for. Whereas Blue has everything to lose. And right now it gets 50 all the way back down to Orange. Decided to open. Oh my goodness, I thought it was an open net. It just gets to the post. Saved by the post, saved by the bell. Either way, it doesn't go in. It is still 0-0. Eggy misses the double touch off the sidewall. That leaves Void back with little to no boost. Gonna try and pre-jump out to this one. It's a double commit. But the follow through from Brian is gonna secure the first goal. Goal number 10 for Blue. It's gonna come from an insane 50 from Brian, who puts it into 2 defenders and still finds the net. Eggy goes for the bump. Roar just jumps in front of it and it's gonna go to Goru. Post down. Insane. Roar hits him with a ... He might have said that a little bit too early. But right now, Brian, another shot on opportunity. Squander tries to feed this one back out and around. Does get a good 50 out. But right now, you got no one from Orange that's working it. Squander tries to pre-flip this one out. Here comes Void. And Void, I think, gets bumped. There's no way that Roar comes from underneath of him to find a touch on it, and Void is going to pop this one all the way back. Well, does it roll down? It does. It's a misread. Roar has to jump out and get a contact on it. Right now, Roar is just hitting him with the 3 dots. Squander with a missed opportunity. Are you joking? Oh my goodness, I have to put the hands over the mouth because I can't believe I'm in disbelief. Oh my goodness, it finally goes in. I just couldn't believe that it floats in front of the goal that many times and it can't connect, but they find it on this occasion and it still ends up being an own goal on Roar. That could be the karma coming back on him for the ... Who knows? I've been told that the ... have been a bit of a toxic trait as of recently. Right now, Goru gonna feed this one all the way to the sidewall. Squander tries to read this one all the way up and out. Maggie's gonna lead them with no boost. Takes all the big boosts. He's enjoying himself 2 full meals. Brian with a nice little skim. Void gonna read this one all the way up to the back wall. Gets a nice touch off to the side. Aggie with the follow through. Brian with a missed touch. Aggie full boost. Shot on. Not able to connect with it as hard as he was hoping. Void pinches this one down anyways. Unfortunate Goru, nothing to follow. Roar feeds this one all the way up to the side wall. It's going to be down to Void to try and get a touch out. Goes right back to the back wall. It's going to read down. Squander bumps out a teammate. Goru jumps it up, but doesn't have enough boost to commit to it. Roar with a crazy ground pinch. I mean, smack your mama mad. Smack a silly. Put all the power on it, but it's not any control with it. Goru pops this one back out to Brian. Brian thinks differently on it. Wander, nice pop-up. Gonna try and boost down and get in front of it. Double touch off the back wall. Void jumps in for it. Eddie's gonna think differently on it. Gets in front of it, gets a double touch over 2 defenders. Brian, although, is gonna beat up Squander. Goru, reset. Void, touch. Void with a crazy touch over. Gets a doink. And is able to work it past. No way, he does it again. No, Squander misses a shot! Eggy, though, tries to jump down, gets it in front of Roar. It's gonna prop down, flip out from there. Oh no. The opportunities, they dwindle with every passing second, and right now Blue takes full advantage of theirs, and they're gonna go up 2-1 with 1:34 left in the series. Right now, Eggy gonna try and control this one, takes a shot downfield. Roar already pre-jumps all the way up to the ceiling. Goru makes it awkward. Void all the way up to the back wall, makes them all jump. Roar with a crazy flick out. No way Goru doubles this down. He doesn't. I thought he was going to. A little bit too high. The cut in from Void, able to alleviate the shot opportunity there for Blue. Right now, Squander just kind of chilling in the backfield. Brian tries to flick it over last second, not able to get a flick. Eggy now gonna try and rotate this one out middle. Goru Beats this one over. Squander jumps up in time, does get a touch, but Void has to make the connection to it. Right now, Void has no boost. Looking for a 50 out, not able to get it down to Eggy. Squander does get this one up and over. Roar has to get a touch. It's a shot out from Eggy, but Goru is able to jump up for the save. No way. Void doesn't get the reset. Are you kidding? Void needs the reset there. Basically face palms into the ball. All wheels down, but nothing for the reset is there. But no way, Eggy! Come on! He puts it over with seconds to go in the game. Eggy jumps out, pre-flips out, touches it with a side over top of Brian, catches Goru out, and it goes in, it floats in for the goal. It is 2-2 with 12 seconds left. But right now, Blue has the advantage. They work it down on their end, but right now it's already back on defense for Blue. It is an opportunity, though, for Roar. It is low, and nothing is going to go. Nothing will work out in favor for them on this occasion. Squander beats this one up and over, gonna float with it. Tries to get a touchdown. Goru beats this one all the way up to the side. Void, back wall, touch it again. He 50s it middle. Eggy jumps up for the shot. Squander with the follow. It's gonna be just off centered. Goes in for the demo, not able to make a connection. Right now, Brian tries to work it past two, not able to. Eggy gets the touch, it goes up. Goru follows this one down to the sidewall. Void up at number one. Tries to go for the bump on two. Not able to make connections on Roar. Brian, shot to the middle. Eggy has to make a touch. He's going to feed this one back over to the sidewall. Currently boost starved. Not going to be able to do a whole lot with it. Void tries to get there. Goes for the bump. No way. Squander going to get touched out of it. He gets bumped. But they're not able to get the goal. They're still alive. Roar comes in for the shot. He misses. It was open for just a moment. If he makes contact, I think that's a goal. Squander goes for the bottom 50, tries to 50 it into the goal. Eggy, middle, Void, not able to connect. Void a little bit too late on the jump. Brian doings this one all the way to the back wall. Looks like he's gonna knock this one from already back middle. Doesn't have a follow. Eggy just takes the shot on, had the opportunity to control this one a little bit. Reset from Roar, puts under one. Void gets a two. Eggy down to the Void. Not able to connect on this one. Gets a pass from Void. Oh, no way! Shot! Come on! We're not able to connect time. The shot opportunity was there. The great demo, just a little bit off of positioning. And Squander gonna have to try and work this one back downfield again. Eggy all the way to the ceiling. Right now, Brian gonna try and jump out with the little boost that he has. It's gonna be a shot off from Goru. Goru to corner. It's gonna be closed out. Eggy tries to get this one down. Void Fitzy is all the way to the sidewall. I'm losing my mind as we speak, because it is literally a game of centimeters right now. Squander 50s it up. Please follow through. Void doesn't get there in time. Squander knocks this one back down to his own end. Gonna lead the boost middle. Brian looking for the cut. The demo there from Void was looking pretty tasty. Not able to make the connection. Squander gets bumped out by Brian. Brian does get the follow through, but Goru's already there in the midfield. Gets it over one, gets past two. No one's there for the no way! Brian misses the shot! He had it! He's been on target almost the entire time since series number 2, but misses the opportunity that was the widest of them all. Roar passes one up all the way to the back wall. Void touches this one out to corner. Eggy get with the cut. Right now it looks like he's gonna float down. Goru gonna feed this one back up to the sidewall. No one from Blue is there in the midfield. It's gonna go all the way up to the ceiling. Brian has to jump all the way up. And right now, Orange has an opportunity. Squander shot on, not hard enough. And Blue is still alive. Right now, Blue has everything to play for. No one's middle. No way. They have opportunities. They're there for Orange to score. They can keep it alive. It's game number 3. You have everything to play for. But a little bit of risk there would have been worthwhile. That would have been a goal for Orange. They would have kept their series hopes alive. But Blue basically has a reprieve. Void pops it up, goes back down. Brian tries to read it down on the back wall, not able to get touched. Brian has to jump in front of it, but Roar's gonna clear it out to the sidewall. Right now, Blue is the ones being starved. Eggy tries to feed this one down, tries to float with it, not able to stick in front of it. No way, Void! Oh! Come on, Squander, get there! No! Oh my gosh! You see the I don't know what was going on there. No one was able to follow. And Squander goes for the bump. Eggy pops this one back out. Void has no boost to really follow through. Squander jumps up, not able to get in front of it. Right now, Eggy gonna feed this one back over the corner. Goru gonna work this one up the sidewall. It does go back middle. Void tries to follow, fakes the challenge. Shoots at the back wall. Roar gets a doink. Right now, Squander gonna try and 50 this one out to the midfield again. Void tries to jump in front of it, but Brian tries to read it. Squander actually just takes the ball from Eddie right there. Eddie, I think, was lining up a shot. No way. No way. It's off. Eggy. No way. Squander, what are you doing? I know you can take the shot better than that. Brian with another shot opportunity. No way. Void. Come on, float under. It's going to be just too high. And Squander now going to be the only one back. No way. No way this is how it goes in. Eggy feeds this one back over. Gets a bump from his teammate. Goru bumps Roar. Roar ended up getting thrown back. Squander tries to feed this one back middle. Eggy 50s this one out. Follow through with Void, who feeds it off the corner. But Brian's already there. Right now, Roar's gonna clear this one all the way back downfield. No way. Roar almost gets the demo on the back end. Or that was Goru. Roar was waiting in the midfield. Goru, full boost, gonna jump down, reset, doesn't get it. Right now, Squander goes in for the offense. Brian tries to jump up in front of it. He does get there. Jumping for Roar. Eggy not able to work this one downfield, had no boost. Squander puts this one back out middle. Brian gonna just clear this one back downfield. Eggy follows this one up middle. Here comes Void, shoots in the corner. Here comes Eggy back middle. Eggy, double touchdown. Please, you're nuts. He's not him, but he was so close to being him. Oh my goodness. Brian, no. Put the shot on. Squander has opportunity to take advantage of this one downfield. Had boost. No way. 50. No one's able to connect. Eggy puts it back into him. Goes to the corner. This was going to bounce back out. Goru's going to read this one all the way up to the ceiling. Goes for the reset. Doesn't get a touch. Eggy shoots this one back out. Here comes Rory. He's going to pop this one back up. He reads it. 2 from Orange are up. A good cut from Eggy. Basically relieves the defense. He does get a reset on defense as well. It does get some boost. Brian gets a weird touch. Roar goes back for boost. But just no one's there in the position to take advantage. Eggy gonna have to get there. Does get a touch. Just able to get in front of it. Squander tries to get in front of it. No way! Shot the corner. It's still floating and Brian puts it in. Are you kidding? Brian just comes through with all hope that he can get there. And unfortunately, they aren't able to connect. A 7-minute overtime goes down to a 1-point loss in game number 3. I mean, I know we didn't get a game 5, but that was 2 full games, 2.5 almost, of just working it through, getting it there. That was insane. There were so many opportunities in that final game. I mean, it was sitting on the goal line. I can't count how many times. No one was able to score. It was basically everyone was able to block. Oh my goodness. That was just, what a peak last game. Even though it was a best of 3. To go for 5 minutes and then an extra 7 minutes and 16-second overtime, battling back and forth, throwing shots at each other, throwing blocks on everything, and just to the very end, battling it out, trying to get the opportunity to go to one more game. But Blue put an end to that. What a way to end the stream. I hope everyone enjoyed that final game as much as I did. But that's going to be it for the day. Hope to see you all tomorrow for more Six Mans. Until then, have a good night.